just really dig that song. It's like super catchy. It's like, is it qualified as like making it in life when you get to like play with your dogs for a living? I guess technically that's part of my job. I spent way too long on the intro of that video, but I had a good time doing it. Today we're doing portfolio review videos. Finally, it's been a while since I've done some, but we're doing it with like kind of a twist on it. So me and my friend Sherm, he has his own YouTube channel called Dudes Who Code. He's currently going through the Flatiron Bootcamp. You can go check out his channel for that, and we've done a video before where he gave his thoughts on the bootcamp. The reason why we're doing it together is because two pairs of eyes is better than one. He saw some things that I overlooked, and I saw some things that he overlooked, and so you kind of get two different opinions, two different perspectives on it. There's also another twist. So at the end of each portfolio review, I will basically say, would I interview you based on this? Because I've interviewed a few people, I've looked at their portfolios, and it's better than just saying, hey, fix this, move that. It's like, would this get you anywhere in an interview, and would I give you thumbs up, thumbs down, yes, no, maybe you guys like this twist, maybe you don't. I got some courses coming out soon. They're on my website, grindreel.academy. We're going to be doing how to make a portfolio, how to do resumes and cover letters, how to apply to jobs, how to make an e-commerce website, how to build your brand, etc. Anyways, Grindreel Academy, that's my site. If you want a resume and cover letter, you can go to grindreel.com as always. Okay, so let's jump into this. So we're going to look at Carson's here. We have an about with a picture.
The picture, I think it's a little too big. I think it's taking up too much space.
I think honestly you could remove your resume and your picture from this page, and you could just leave the download resume as a button on the top, and then instead make this home page be your programming page. So one of the things I noticed on this programming page is that you have a few videos here with no audio. And the thing with including a video to show me an overview of your project is that I need timestamps to know when you're going to show me specific features of these projects. And so this description here would need like some bullet points, like at 30 seconds showcasing this, 60 seconds showcasing this, or audio on the video, or text on the video. But ideally, I'd want to be able to see the features firstly, and then be able to scrub to that section in the video. So I play it, and I click to like 18, then I know what I'm looking at because I've already seen what's going to be displayed there from your instructions.
If an employer is going and looking on this page, the chances of them watching a video, if the title of the project isn't mind-blowing anyway, is pretty low, because they're looking through so many people's pages. They don't have a lot of time to dedicate to one website. If an employer looks at a resume, they're going to look for a couple things right off the bat in the first 5 seconds. They're going to know if they're going to keep reading it or not.
There's a couple things I noticed. You have links on the left and right that are very, very, very light gray, and I kind of saw them. So I get that these like snap to your projects or the different sections, and then the other ones snap to the individual projects, which is a cool idea. It'd be cool if you had a smooth scroll. For the last 3 projects that you have, that doesn't actually go anywhere. Because you're already at the bottom of the screen.
Are you seeing the 000 web host at the bottom, the powered by?
It looks like you paid for the domain, and 000 web host is free web hosting unless you pay, and it looks like you did, so I'm not sure why you have this 000 web host. I'd maybe look into removing that. I'm not quite sure what the point of this page is because I can't click and see any of these. All I see is you have 3D modeling, logo art, and poster art. They look cool, like the posters in the background, they look pretty cool. I'd like to see them, but you've not given me an option to do that. If you're not going to let me see your Behance page, which you should have if you don't, or your Dribble page, which you should have, I don't think that you should include this page on your portfolio.
And if you do decide to let people kind of expand on these different graphic design pieces, I would change it from a slider. I would probably make this into a grid showcase. Maybe give it like cards that you can click on.
Oh, I'd also indicate the technology that you're using for these. Did you build this in Sketch? Did you do these in like XD? For the 3D modeling, is this Blender? Is this Maya? What are you doing with that? So Carson, your portfolio, I would probably bring you in for an interview because I like that you have so many projects and they're very in-depth. It's just the weird part at the end there when I want to see the technologies and the projects that you're including in terms of like your graphic design, what you're doing for 3D modeling, what were the use cases behind that. Like, I'm going to ask you about those in the interview, but I'm really interested in those projects that the ones that you're showcasing in video that don't have audio. I'd want to know about that, so be prepared for that. Remove that entire front page. But yes, Carson, I would definitely bring you in for an interview. Just be prepared to clarify a lot. All right, next up we got Joseph Stanfield, full stack web developer. I know for a fact that this is HTML5 up. So let's look at it. We got projects, these images in the modal that pop up are a little bit skewed. And then Bootstrap in JavaScript specifically, I can't read the text because the background is very dark. It'd be cool if I could see your GitHub. So you have a fit metrics link and that goes to the actual hosted project, but right next to it, I need like a GitHub link so I can see the code.
The film metrics one isn't bad. Still, though, it's pretty simple. Overall, I mean, you need to have at least 3 projects on here.
When I go to the About Me modal, I'm not super sure if you need this much detail. It's good that you're a family man. 100% that is awesome. I just think that when you put an About Me, when someone says, tell me about yourself, they don't actually mean your personal history. They only want to know your professional history, like where you've moved up from. So if you worked retail, how you got to code. I talk that story only, not about how many kids you have, not about family, not about any of that, just about professional career progression.
Yeah, I agree. I think including a personal bit isn't bad as long as you have that variation there. Like maybe even split these into two columns and be like professional life and personal life.
One thing I would suggest, so you have the contact page here, looks good. You have Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, remove Instagram and Facebook. And then if I go to your resume, you pop up a modal that says, hey, look at my resume hosted here. I shouldn't have to click twice. When I click resume, it should just take me directly there. I shouldn't need an extra click for that. So in order to find your GitHub, I actually have to go to the About and click the link at the bottom, or I have to click Contact and then click GitHub, but I wouldn't really know where to find it. So maybe consider adding GitHub somewhere on here.
Yeah, I think something that would look good as far as the GitHub thing is maybe a little white GitHub icon along with even your LinkedIn icon under the navigation bar there. The project's about, contact, resume directly under there.
Joseph, your portfolio, you have 2 projects right now. One project is a Lambda Notes app, which everyone in Lambda School does, that does the web development track. You're going to need to differentiate yourself. I know that that's part of the Lambda School track. Employers might not know it, but because I know it, you only have one project in my eyes, and I'm going to need to see more evidence of what you can do. So I might give you a call, I might put you on file, but I'm not sure if I would bring you in for the interview. But I know you're in the middle of Lambda right now, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm sure over time, portfolio will expand, those projects will expand. The actual portfolio itself is not bad. You need to refactor your About Me section. You need to, and make it a lot easier for me to find your GitHub and your LinkedIn, and then eliminate that extra click for me getting to your resume. Okay, I'm not trying to be a douche. I'm just trying to be real. One thing I immediately noticed on this BlueFire Animation website is that I'm on a 1440 monitor, and this is what happens when your background doesn't scale. If I scroll into 125%, then it starts to look more normal, but if I reset this to my native monitor resolution, this background doesn't stretch.
It's on a vertical axis repeat. I kind of like the feel of the site overall, actually. It reminds me of maybe like a 2006, 2007 website, maybe even earlier. I don't know if it was intended to be that way.
It's very dark. So the background's dark and you have dark blue. Like it's just a little bit hard to read. I would maybe add a frosted glass effect to this little bulleted background that you have here, and that would kind of brighten everything up. A frosted glass like with a white hue. I would be careful with these motion graphics animations that you have on your page here, purely because it's going to slow down your page on load. Yeah, Banners doesn't load at all on an iPad.
It's like sort of responsive-ish.
A little. I don't think this was designed with mobile in mind. No doubt about the skills here in terms of actual design.
Yeah, the content is definitely good. You click on even the Banners tab, having all those load, like I'm on a fast connection, but if I wasn't, that would take a while.
We can run an audit on this. Okay, so performance got a 66, progressive web app got a 4, accessibility 56, best practices 80, SEO 78, pretty good. So defer off-screen images could save you 19.36 seconds. There's a lot of optimizations we could do here. So if you were to try to load this specific page on 3G, it would take you 22 seconds before it would become interactive. Content is great. The way that you are delivering this content needs some optimizations big time. You could be selling yourself a little bit short here by the way that you present your talent. All right, BlueFire Animations. I'm a little split. I really like what you can do. I like your designs. I like your products. I like your banners. I like everything that you can do. But this portfolio is just like really, it's just really holding you back. Like the fact that your background doesn't scale, it doesn't stretch for different monitors, and you're a designer seems kind of like what's going on. What's going on here? And then you're loading all these large GIFs and images. That's not mobile friendly at all. So if someone pulls up your page, they're on mobile data, and like it's going to take forever for them, and you're taking up a lot of their data for that. So for that reason, for a web developer, I'd be like, yo, what is going on here? But for like designers, I would figure out a way to optimize this specifically for mobile, or have links to your Behance or Dribbble. And I don't know why I couldn't find any of that on there, but I think that's what you're missing. I'd probably bring you in for an interview, but I would probably roast you on the audit that we did and these basic design things in terms of a website, why you didn't account for that. But your actual products, top notch. I like this animation on page load.
Yeah, that's nice. I like the mix of, there's a lot going on.
I might need to run an audit on this purely because of page load time there. It would be cool if that was sticky as you scroll down, that stayed up there. Okay, so we have a menu that takes you to the top.
Just from a design fundamental, so if you scroll all the way to the top, scroll down, and it kind of moves you into that first section with web and mobile projects. Having a thin nav bar separating two background images just always looks awkward. Find a way around that.
I like the web and mobile projects. Got a lot of Aquaman going on. I'm an Aquaman fan. I don't know what this does though. Mobile projects. What can I do from here? Oh, so this is just the designs.
Like a gallery.
Yeah. That would be cool if I could see the code or the Behance or the Dribbble behind this. You have a dissertation. I'm not sure what this has to do with anything.
Yeah, I can't really tell. I would just take this off. It doesn't seem relevant at all. Or if you want like a personal section, once again, kind of make it not the prominent portion of the site. This is the biggest portion of the site, is your dissertation.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're showing here when your main skills up front are web and mobile, and then you have a dissertation. I'm not going to knock your dissertation and say that wasn't like hard, and I'm sure you spent a lot of time on it, but relative to your current skill set that you're trying to find a job in, unrelated. Take it all off, take the pictures off, take the team picture, just remove this entire section. One other thing I kind of had an issue with was the font color of things I design tools, languages I use, and dev tools. It's dark text on a dark background.
Yeah, and then even if you scroll down to work experience, the kind of light gray paragraph font color you have there doesn't mesh well.
And then if I scroll down even more, there's a picture of you, which I would remove in general. And then it says the dev. I think that's, you could just call just have a picture of you and your name. It's weird when you talk about yourself in third person. Yeah, and then obviously when I scroll down to the bottom, there's a phone number, 2 emails, a contact form. You have a map of like where you're located, bro. Take that off. Like, I mean, it's like a little section of the city, but like,
you can just center that contact form. That could be it.
Christian, I really like what you're doing here. I like the top half, like the onload, and your name kind of like fades in with the LinkedIn button in the top left. Like, that was all super cool. And then you have this weird section about a dissertation, and then you have your website projects that you've done, but it's just an image gallery. I can't access your code, I can't see what it does, and there's no description on what it does. And when I scroll down, I just see more pictures of you and what you're doing, and it's just kind of like, what is going on here? So at this point, without more detail of what you can do, unless your cover letter or your resume really like makes that up in detail, based off this portfolio, I probably wouldn't call you to bring you in, because I'd be like, this is cool, but what is this? But I'm not going to spend the time to message you that. That's your job up front to do that. You get 4 seconds of my time. It's your job to put everything front and center to where I can get it immediately. The more clicks you make, the more time you waste, the less I want to bring you in for an interview, pretty much. Hey there, fellow human. Please change that to just be the sentence after that. Kidding aside, a portfolio is not really the place to joke around. It's more of just like, hey, this is what I can make. This is the value I can bring your company. This is how I'm going to make you more money. Look at things that I've made that could possibly make money on their own. I can help you turn your $1 million idea into a web application XD. Is that supposed to be like an emoji? Because right after that you say, but seriously. So I'm assuming you're like using an emoji with text. Don't do that. That's bad. The actual design of your logo and stuff, it looks good. But this text here is a little awkward. Remove emojis from your text.
I think I see what you were trying to do, making the introduction like a little different from maybe other sites. I would stray away from that. Not all employers are going to want to see that.
Everything below, perfect. List of skills looks good. Oh, and then as I scroll down, more projects load in.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a home run right there. I like that.
And then, yeah, even when you go back up, it scrolls in when you go up and down. This is good. Animations are good. I'm normally not a huge fan of animations because I think they take away more than they add, but this adds. It like purposely directs your eye to whatever it is. So you made a boilerplate for people to download. It's cool that you're trying to provide packages for people. I can admire that. Like you're actually, making end products that you want people to use. That's cool. You have a bunch of lorem ipsum text. Like, it looks real, but I would have thought you used this for a client until I saw your lorem text. Also, when I click on your resume button at the bottom right, it takes me to your resume. You have your phone number there, and you have your picture there. Remove your picture, remove your phone number.
Down at the footer of the website, you can take away the Twitter link.
Absolutely, take away the Twitter link. I like your design. I like the overall aesthetic of your website when it loads, and I like your icons, and I like how you used animations, and in this particular case, they add to the experience where they direct your eye down the page for what projects you're trying to show me. However, there were some projects on there that don't even load, and there were some projects that still have lorem ipsum. And not to mention when you got to talk about using emojis, that's not the time to kind of like joke around. I think if you want to joke around and like be a dev, like do it on Slack when you're like trolling your coworkers. But by then, you already have the job, so it's not that big of a deal. And whatever you do show, that better be your best stuff, and it better work when I click it. Otherwise, just take it off. All right, guys, that's it. That is the portfolio reviews. Again, I'm not trying to be a jerk when I was like giving the recap of each project. I wasn't trying to be mean to anyone. You guys are all brave enough to send it in to the YouTube channel to where we could review it, 2 sets of eyes, showcasing everyone else what you're wanting to improve, where you're at. Like, so I appreciate each and every one of you guys, but I want you guys to have like realistic expectations. And if I were hiring, this is what I would look for. And, you know, some of you are just working through it, some of you are there, and then some of you have like some, you know, you guys saw the video, right? But like, I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just trying to be real and honest and just tell you guys how it is, because I want you all to succeed. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed the dog B-roll at the beginning, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Hop in the Discord. Someone made me Thanos. I don't know who did it, but you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the meme. So, I'll see you guys in the next video.